Another. Take a look at this.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
1984, the command being given by the president on Air Force One. Richard Petty is NASCAR, 7 championships, 200 wins. Today to the 25th anniversary of that 200th win. And we're honored to be joined on set by the king, Richard Petty. Now, I've gotten to introduce you before. It's usually much longer than that, but you know what? At some point, it becomes redundant, I think, doesn't it? You've been through a number of celebrations like this. What's today been like?
It's just been confusion as much as anything else. You're trying to do the things that the people are wanting you to do, and and then you just keep repeating yourself. I told them I needed a CD where you just stick it in. This is a standard answer and the way it goes. But it's been really exciting. I guess you don't figure like it was 25 years ago, but a lot of times people will say something and you remember a little bit more of really what happened 25 years ago.
You know, Richard, there's some racetracks when you think of them, you automatically think of a driver. And when I think of Daytona, I think of the Pettys. Your dad, Lee, won the first Daytona 559. You won here 10 times, including 7 500s. You got the 200th win here. And, oh, by the way, happy birthday. You always celebrate your birthday here.
You got it. But, you look at Daytona, Pete Hamilton won for us here in 1970. But you look at Daytona, this is where Richard Petty started. In 1959, they came here. I was a 21-year-old
kid. They even have a flower.
They're interrupting the king.
Yes.
I don't know if somebody's going to get punished.
I was just starting out. Track was just starting out. I was fortunate enough to do good here. My dad won the first race, and then Daytona grew, I grew, NASCAR grew, so we really grew up together. So like you said, if you see Daytona, you see a bunch of Petty wins, and we were very, very fortunate here, that's for sure.
Okay, I only got one thing. That sounds like those Hemis did in '64, okay? That's exactly the way a Hemi sounded here at Daytona. I just got one simple question. Does Mama know that you're in a uniform?
I slipped out. She said, how many laps are you going to make? That's what she was worried about.
That's all I wanted to know.
She said, as long as I don't make but one lap, I'll be able to come home tonight.
Okay, it's safe then.
Pause. Deep breath there.
Y'all got a lot of pull here, you know?
Yeah, we got no pull. We got no pull, man.
Hey, look, there is a big story we want to keep you up here for. NASCAR released the names of the 25 nominees for the inaugural class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Of course, your name on there. Our Marty Snyder got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the future home for NASCAR history.
Welcome to downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. Behind me, the brand new NASCAR Hall of Fame. On the outside, as you can see, a lot of work going on, but on the inside, it's starting to take shape. Set to open in May of 2010 for your first ever behind-the-scenes look. Let's head inside. Winston Kelly, a familiar voice to many of you, MRN Radio for many years, and now the director of the Hall of Fame. Winston, what are we about to see today?
Well, we're going to start out with a theater area, and then as guests go through the Great Hall, we'll show them Glory Road, up to the Hall of Honor where inductees will be enshrined. Our race week experience taking guests all the way through the race experience, and then the history of NASCAR Heritage Speedway.
So this is to simulate basically a racetrack, Winston, and as we'll kind of go through the years and the banking goes up and we'll come to current time, there'll be cars actually on here, or how will that work?
Yeah, we'll have 18 different cars. We can theme them different ways. The first theme will be from the early years of NASCAR, something that was raced back in 1948, to cars that we're racing today.
And what room is this?
This is the Hall of Honor. We call it the heartbeat of the Hall of Fame. This is where inductees will be enshrined, 5 each years of the greatest of the great in NASCAR history. Inspection area, qualifying area, a race simulator, a victory lane.
When you drive by the Hall of Fame, everybody says, what's the silver thing on the outside, the decorative piece? What is that, Winston?
We call it a ribbon. It's silver to indicate the sheet metal on a race car and slightly bending and banking to show the banking on a racetrack.
We certainly appreciate the tour. Thanks, man.
Glad to be here. 10.5 months. Look forward to you being here.
Sounds like a date.
Thanks, Marty. Obviously, this was going to be a foregone conclusion, but still, what was your reaction when you found out your name was on that list?
Well, you got to figure I've been here a long time. I think they just started with who's been here the longest and started from there. Bill France and then Richard Petty, you know what I mean? One of those kind of things. But yeah, it's a great honor to be even mentioned in the name with a lot of the guys that's names are on there. And just to be with that crowd just makes you feel real honored.
And by the way, if you want the entire list of 25, you can head to NASCAR.com for that. For Larry and Colin, I want to ask you guys, we're going to leave him out of it because I think I think he's going to get in. If there's one other person that you think can't be left off, I'm not saying you're number one person, one other person that can't be left off that top 5, that first 5, who would it be, Larry?
There is no question we would not even be here. We would not be on this rig tonight if it was not for the vision of Bill France Sr. There's no question he's got to be right up at the top of the list.
All right, well, he took that one away. You got to give us another one.
And look, I'm going to have to go with Larry, too. I don't know, because there's so many. There's Raymond Parks, who had the first championship car. There's Red Byron, who won the first championship. There's so many guys. There's Dale Inman, who, as a crew chief, has 8 Cup champions. No other crew chief has that many championships in the sport. So when you start looking at numbers, it's going to be hard to fill out those top 4 or 5. I don't care what anybody says.
It's going to be fun, though, and it will be fun to do it each and every year. Now, as we head to break, we want to thank the King, and he's got the classic fire suit on. It kind of reminded us of something, and wow, well, now
who was that?
Gotta be me,
What
too.
is that?
One of those days.
Whoa.
I'm just going to take it today. All right. Hey, thank you
I'm
so
glad
much.
I shaved, okay?
Hey, I know it is a very busy date for you. Congratulations on the anniversary, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. I hope we all have a good night, okay?
We will, man.